Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Going for a face shave. As you can see, I've done a head shave already. I did it in the shower. I've not got much time. I'm actually heading out for another overtime shift today, which is an 8-hour shift today, so easy money, can't really grumble on it. Now, I'm going to be using a soap which I've used before off camera, and it is L&L Grooming Puzzle. Now, these guys are now called Declaration Grooming, and I wasn't actually aware that L&L Grooming Declaration Brushworks was the same thing, I think. Pretty sure they're the same thing. So this one is called Puzzle. Now, the only reason I can say it's called Puzzle is because I'm puzzled when I smell it. I've got absolutely no idea what it is. I think there's a bit of sandalwood or some sort of wood in there. And that's about it. I can't really tell you what else is in there. It's a nice scent. It's not an amazing scent that blows my mind, but it's a nice scent. This was sent over from Jonathan Guzman over in the States as part of a trade. And I'm using this brush today, which is the Rick Montalvo. So if you don't know who Rick Montalvo is, if you know who Wolf Whiskers is, I believe it's Peter Wolf's father-in-law that makes these. Now this is a random colour explosion, I think they call it. As you can see, it's got a bit of turquoise on the bottom. Now it's a nice brush. The knot's probably a little bit too soft for me. I'm not sure what the knot is. I think it might be an uber soft. I'm not 100% sure. I'm giving it another go today. If I don't like it, I'll probably be offloading this one very soon. So if it's something you're into, you can flick me an email or you can send me a message on here and we can get in touch if you're interested. But we'll see how it goes. If I enjoy it, I might keep it. If not, it doesn't really blow my mind. Some people love this random colour explosion stuff. Some people love it and some people don't love it. I'm not really that keen on it. I think it looks alright. But it's a beautifully made brush. There's no tooling marks or anything on it. It is completely well done. And I'm sure that Rick learned most of his stuff from Peter. And I've just been on today and he's got a couple of lovely brushes on there on the Wolf Whiskers site in the shop from Rick Montalvo. And it's really nice brushes that he's making now. If anything, the only thing missing from his brushes, in my opinion, is the little coin in the bottom. I think that really finishes a brush off for me personally. It's a bit like a DE razor. I'm actually using a Gillette today, and it would just be nice if they just had a little Gillette logo or something on the bottom of the handle. I know they've got them on the heads and stuff like that, but I suppose Gillette never really had to do that. Right, so that's the brush loaded. As you can see, it's a really soft brush. It's pulled in, the soap's actually holding it in an odd shape, so let's get stuck in and wet the face. I've got a Man United shirt on today, Manchester United, Liverpool tonight, and I'm working overtime. I was looking forward to the Sunday match and then found out it was Saturday and was absolutely gutted that I'd picked up this overtime shift, but money is money. In terms of face feel, this has got very soft tips, but it reminds me a lot of my Wow silver tip brush, which if you're in Australia, if you've used it before, it's very soft tips, but literally no backbone at all. That's what this brush feels like. You can see there now, it's literally stuck flat. So all I'm doing now is just painting some water in, just dipping the tips, painting water in, until it goes translucent on my face, and pretty much all over you'll see my skin through the load. Now someone has asked me to do just a lather video on my lather technique and how I find best to lather. This is the best way for me to lather. This is something that I've just added into my routine. Mainly synthetic. It doesn't work quite as well. In fact, it doesn't work anywhere near as well with a natural hairbrush, I find, because they tend to hold the lather a lot more. So you can probably see now it's starting to go quite translucent. You can see my skin through, and it's pretty much all over now. Now this brush should be pretty much, just one more little dip, should be pretty much ready to splay and create the lather, and you'll just see how that works now. So it's pretty much, it's quite translucent all over, and this should just splay and start creating the lather. Now, even though this brush doesn't have much backbone per se, it does have excellent scrub. It's got no scritch or scratch, but it's got scrub, which is nice. And you can give it some good welly. doesn't really affect the brush at all. Now, L&L Grooming, if you've never used their silks before, are excellent quality silks. I've overloaded this brush quite a bit, so it's going to require a lot of water. To get me to where I want to be. So all I'm doing is just dipping the tips now. Going again. I think that'll do me. That's a beautiful like that. It's actually a nice knot to use. Once you get beyond that initial loading of the brush and you actually get into scrubbing the lather, as you see, you get great results. Now, one thing I will say with this soap, it's not the best tasting. Not that you should be tasting your lathers. But yeah, it doesn't taste very nice at all. Gillette Rocket HD500, rhodium plated by the Razor Emporium, and it's absolutely stunning. Now, I did find out, so I've got a Gillette and Asset blade in there, that's the third use. I did find out with this razor now, since it's been serviced and fixed and everything, it does actually have a final quarter turn like you get on your Fat Boy. So you turn it up and tighten it, and then that's it, quarter turn. So let's see how it feels. I've not actually done that before, so let's see how it feels on the shave, if it changes anything. But this razor is absolutely beautiful. The soap is really protective. It's got amazing slickness. I tell you what, this razor feels even better now since I've got that figured out that quarter turn at the end. It's actually ever so slightly milder than it was when I got it back, because I obviously wasn't putting that final quarter turn in, which secures the blade solid. This feels really nice. In fact, just going by this right now, it's probably the smoothest. Smoothest DE shave that I've had for a while. That's really smooth. Right. Residual slickness with L&L Grooming. Shit hot. It's really good. Let's say the scent's there, I just don't know what it is. It smells woodsy. But honestly, I couldn't tell you one way or another what the actual notes are. I haven't checked up to have a look. When I smell it, it literally puzzles me. So, good name. Right, cross the grain. The Nasset blades, they're just so good. Feedback's lovely. Right, now I've actually been favouring two past shaves of late. I'm going to do a third one cut cross grain other direction. Excellent soap. Tastes like shit though. Tastes awful. Oh, what a shave. Got a couple of little weepers there, but I think the problem is sometimes when you go from the same razor and it goes from sort of medium aggressiveness and then you pull that quarter turn there and it goes mild, you push down a little bit harder, unconsciously I would imagine. Right, straight into Anherb aftershave conditioner from India. Love this stuff, can't get it in Australia. I think you can only get it from India, unfortunately. I'll definitely be buying more when that runs out, or when it gets close to running out for sure. Very medicated scent. It smells pretty much like Germaline, that sort of scent, you know, like a antibiotic cream. It's got a beautiful burn. It really, it's not an intense burn, but it's nice. And then as the burn subsides, you get the beautiful cooling from the menthol or the camphor that's in there. And it's exceptional cream. It absorbs, it leaves your skin really silky smooth and soft, and it's just great. You know, I've got a couple of little weepers here and there, but just a couple, 2 or 3. But other than that, absolutely superb. While that's drying in, I'm just going to rinse the brush out. So it's a pretty nice knot in this brush, if I'm honest. A little bit soft for the load process, a little bit soft when you're actually painting it on. But when you start scrubbing with it, shit, it does a good job, and it feels good on the skin. It's not overly scrubby, it doesn't have massive amount of matte going, but it's dense enough that it feels nice on the skin. It's really the handle that doesn't really cut the mustard for me. But yeah, it's still a really nice brush. Just rinse the soap out. But the razor today, wow. I mean, I've got weepers there, but there's no pain or anything. I've got a few over here as well. It could be that the blade's on its last legs. It's on its third use, so I will be chucking it now. But it was still super smooth. I mean, that's a really close shave for me. Yeah, there's quite a few weepers floating about. So the soap for today was L&L Grooming Puzzle. Very nice soap in terms of quality and performance. Scent wise, meh. That's about all I can say about it. Just doesn't really do anything for me. So this one will actually probably be going up either for sale or for trade soon as well. I think it's reasonably limited edition. I don't think he makes that anymore. Not limited edition, but you can't really get hold of it. New at least. The brush was the Montalvo Random Colour Explosion with a 24mm something. I'm pretty sure it's 24mm. I'm not sure what the knot is. It could be an uber soft. I'm not 100% sure. But it performs really well. You know, if that's your sort of handle and you like that sort of style, give me a shout and we can work something out. This, on the other hand, is never leaving the den. Gillette Rocket HD500, rhodium plated, absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, the mechanism works perfectly. Gillette nacette blade in there. It is just the quality and craftsmanship from Razor Emporium, or the guys that do their placing for them, is second to none in my opinion. I've never seen or held another one, but just looking at that, it's almost flawless. It really is. The only thing that you can say isn't perfect is this part in here, but it'd be very difficult to add a coating to it because it would thicken it up and it would make it very unsmooth to go up and down into the mechanism. But it's an absolutely phenomenal little razor, it really is. And finished off today with the Anherb aftershave conditioner, which my face feels lovely and cool, moisturised, feels phenomenal, ready to kickstart the rest of the day. So you guys stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.